Alright, so here in a little bit we'll be going live. I'm logging in, getting everything I have. I'm kind of running behind because I was trying to get things going. Normally, yeah, we start here in about 10 minutes ish. So, you know, I like to be on before this, but whatever, it happens. Or, yeah.
We're
Um,
starting fresh.
so we get going. I'm going to, let's see, I don't know that I have an easy way to do this. You'll hear the guys in Discord talking, but I'm just gonna play some music for you guys to get you going while I muted my mic. Hopefully, let's see, turn this down. Where is volume? There it is. Boy, that's really touchy right there at the end. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute.
Does he have an audience tonight?
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's what you do?
It's what we all do, let's be honest.
Right?
To myself, yes, but maybe not talk.
Yeah, in Destiny 2, my push to talk button was swap weapons for some stupid reason. So yeah, oh man, half my keybinds involve alt.
So when I play Skyrim, I push to talk, like activate my command button. I was like, no!
Z is taunt. Z has been taunt since ever.
Can I get an invite, please?
All right, y'all can come in.
Okay, sounds like we're getting started here. We'll be having to clear trash first. Let's see. Just want to see. There we go. Adjusting some things so I can see stream chat and also a couple of other things. Probably kill the music once we get closer to going. So. This is fine? Yeah, this is fine. Here to hint to the people that I'm ready to pull trash. I'll start moving this way. I am kind of a tank, so I kind of do where I go, the raid will hopefully follow. Oh, we have a healer here. We are healers here. Gonna start. Don't need to see that while I'm going. Hello, heathenly? Yeah, I'd probably say that wrong. Or she might be one of the people on the raid, so hey, you know. I kind of figured. So you're going to get to hear me talk over all the Discord chat, too, if you have voice actually. Yeah, you're actually listening. I guess that's the CC we're getting.
We'll be able to do a summon here in a moment.
We're gonna have someone in a bubble here shortly.
Encased in a bubble in the back.
Starting to do the pull, the add to the bubble person, so that way we can cleave. That way, whether people are wanting to help or not, they may accidentally help by accidental cleavage. How many people? Oh, gee, we got all kinds of people bubbled up here. Come on. Come here, buddy. All kinds of accidental cleavage, or I mean, bubbleage. There, yeah. Some people are on it with the CCs. Nice job. Sometimes while I raid, I do actually have music rolling in the background. Not normally this stuff, because this is, I found some DRM royalty free that's safe on streams and such. that I opted to use, so that way, you know, I don't get in trouble. Not that I make any money doing this, but you know, no one else will either.
Already clicked me to sub reset.
It looks so much darker.
Who else besides Dead needs a summons?
Hopefully it's not too dark on the stream. It looks really dark on my little window that I have to monitor.
Alrighty.
Trying to see if I remember to turn off mouse capture. Don't really need to see my little mouse hand thing. I do kind of like this music. Honestly, I only heard a little snippet before I put it into my player. A lot better than I thought it would be, which just, you know, royalty-free music can be pretty good. They just don't demand that you deal with the record labels and crap like that, you know. One of the guys, if you want to watch some American Truck Simulator, FTG is the guy to look for. Full Tilt Gaming. He actually does American Truck Simulator. He's had some of his stuff pulled, or maybe not pulled, but they like, I don't know what they did. Sony came in and said you can't, you broke copyright laws, blah blah blah, because he was trying some paid for service to let him stream music legally, but somehow Sony didn't care, so it just got flagged anyway, which is unfortunate. Well, Sony is always typically on the heavy side of the hammer. When in doubt, they'll hit you. I mean, I understand they have to protect their copyrights and stuff. It's just, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop the music so I can better
Alright,
listen.
we're gonna eat old feasts, but I'll have a good cauldron for you.
I recognize this feast.
Uh-huh.
It has plenty of potatoes. Oh, yeah, well, Truck Sim.
Alright, so we're gonna
Everyone's
make
got
just
their
one
games.
adjustment, and it's really just the one. And it's not even a huge adjustment, but here, I'm gonna put world markers down just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking. So Skull is the boss. That's where the boss is currently sitting. And all of a sudden you have the current tank plus 2 random DPS who are going to get the briny bubbles. And you guys have a big ass blue circle around you denoting 12 yards. And anybody in those 12 yards is going to also get bubbled. So you want to steer clear of them. Say that's the boss. What you're going to do is everybody's going to run.
You're cut out.
Sorry. So Skull is the boss. And what you're going to do is all briny bubbles are going to move to X. And that's where you're going to stand, because then it's hopefully good timing. It's not always going to work out the best way, but if the shit on the ground ends up dropping as long as the people are, encased in their bubbles and that's not going to go off again, the tank can then move towards the X, towards the bubble people, and then you could just cleave them down. There are strats to stack the bubbles under the boss, but that could get hairy because if people aren't paying attention, or if, God forbid, both tanks get bubbled, that would just be a disaster. So I want them to be dropped just so that the blue circle is right up against where the boss is standing and not encasing anybody but those 3 people who are about to get bubbled. But being right there, the current tank can move the boss after the bubbles hit, and that way we can just AoE them down.
Okay.
Well, we sort of did that last time, but I really need the folks who get kind of lost in their own thoughts to get there as quickly as possible and not be out in like left.
So no baseball.
Everyone should
Okay,
be in
check.
between the boss and that center circle thingy. Don't be standing on it or beyond it, away from the boss. Everyone should be stacked pretty close to each other.
Also, that's another good point is we are far too spread out. The only thing that's really shareable damage is the big blue circles that form on the ground that nobody should be standing in because it does a lot of damage to you and pops you up in the air for more falling damage. And the briny bubbles. Like that's literally the only thing that you could possibly do harm to anybody else in the raid. And thank you very much. So I don't want anybody out in left field. We are all going to remain clumped up. And I don't mean stacked nuts to butts, but I mean like at least in like a loose-ish. We're gonna create pretty much a barrier between the coral and the boss because we do not need people running out to pop the bubbles early. Do not catch the bubbles early. I cannot stress this to you enough. Do not catch the bubbles early. That doesn't mean we want them all to go off at the same time. It just means we want the closer ones to hit first and the ones that have to travel the longest to be the last ones to pop. Because the healers are crying. We are all crying because the damage is it's too much when it's too close together like that. We have no time to catch up. So okay. So what we're gonna do is, all right, so Skull is now the boss. Those 3 markers out there are corals, and that's where the bubbles are going to be coming in. You know what? Let's do a 4th just for.
Oobly, can we get a closet, please?
So those 4 colors out in the middle are all corals, and from each coral is going to spawn a bubble that, if it were to hit the boss, is going to do the same raid-wide damage it would have done if we had caught it, but it's also going to give 10% boost to the shield that she has. It's basically going to heal her. And so we want to avoid that at all costs. However, we don't want to intercept those bubbles too close together. And we don't want to proactively pop them because there's no real way to coordinate that unless I were to call out names and put down world markers and, all that shit. That's far too much coordination that I'm certainly not willing to do. If anybody else really wants to do that, then you can do it. But what we're going to do is we're all going to stand here at Star. We're all roughly there in a line, loosely stacked. And we're going to intercept orange first. And then we're going to intercept the one from red. And then we're going to intercept the one from moon. And then a little while later, we're going to intercept the one from diamond. That's how it needs to flow. I don't want people going out and catching them early. Wait until they hit us. And we are essentially an extension of the melee pile. We're not so close that we're standing in melee, but we're not so far away that we're technically all that ranged. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drop the briny bubbles just ahead of the boss's path. Hopefully nothing horrible happens, but, I'm assuming our tanks could take a small hit or tick from the briny shit on the floor. But I know that they have a debuff that ends up increasing that, but we'll work through that. But like I said, we're not going to go and intercept the bubbles. We're not going to move out to get the bubbles. We're going to let them hit us. And if you don't have the debuff, you are going to put yourself in the line. They travel pretty slowly. So you'll have enough opportunity to see where they're coming from and get into position with enough time to be able to intercept it. Exactly. This is Mother Russia. The bubbles come together. Does anybody have any questions? We are going to wait to lust on the second phase 2. So that's a while. So I would go ahead and blow cooldowns on the first phase 1, and they should be back up in time for the second phase 2. That's also a good plan. Say you have 2 different really great cooldowns.
Apparently
You could use the
someone's
bigger one
messaging
on
her.
the first phase 1. Save your second bigger one for the first phase 2. And then nothing for the second phase 1. And then save the rest for the second phase 2. You do whatever you got to do. We just need to make sure that we get these shields down. I'd like to do this in no more than 4 rounds. That means 2 of each. But I have a feeling that we may need that third phase 2 to do it. But we'll see how it goes.
Are we ready? Oh, I mean,
Rebuffs, please.
I have what the group calls the Harlot buff currently. There's a toy that you can put down and it'll change to one of the
We're gonna
bosses.
lust at the second phase 2. So it's gonna go phase 1, phase 2, phase 1, phase 2. So we're looking at like what, 4 minutes in?
Like on the second shield.
After the second shield.
After the second shield.
It's
yeah.
gonna be like 5-6 minutes in.
Yeah, because remember, phase 1 is shield, phase 2 is no shield. And that's the only time you can actually do damage to her, clearly. So we'll call for lust. I'll call for lust, or someone will call. All right, let's give this a whirl. On you, Tank.
You're gonna get to see the tank view, which is interesting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Phase change.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oops.
All right, here comes the bubbles.
I have her in. I'm not doing anything. Okay. So yeah, you get this. This is a lovely lady that we're fighting here. Ooh, that was close to.
All right, everybody, AOE them down.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So 3 stacks here.
Someone's gonna hit.
4 stacks here.
Phase change.
Phase changing.
All right, good job.
Popping some cooldowns. 5 stacks. There she got him. Now
I have
just
blue.
All right, get out there.
Tiny bubble. Yes, that song's in my head because of this fight. Next bash is in
Get bubbles
4,
out.
3. Once it happens, I will bring her over.
All right, clear out that coral.
Oh. Got it.
Phase change.
Basically, on that stage, we have two people colored up the same. They get the same symbol over their head, and you just have to match it with. It draws a line between you and the other person, and that line destroys everything between you and. Yeah.
All right, melee, catch those. Scooch in a little bit to catch these.
I think I need to leave her.
All right, last one's
Oh.
coming in.
Run out.
Ah. I can AMS and get rid of like things.
Boss.
Right.
Watch your
Here we go. Trying to. There. That looks good. Yeah, awesome view. This is the standard tank view. Look, there's the rest of the raid on the other side. Looking between her legs. Yeah, I don't recommend that in real life because you'll get in trouble. Cops don't, you know. It's not polite.
taunt boss.
Ooh, someone got
Get that
close
one.
to. Trying to overlap this coral
We
as
have battle
much
reses?
as possible. Ow, ow, ow. There we go. There.
Phase change.
I
Gonna
gotta
have to
watch
use
my threat
personals and stuff
sometimes.
when we get that low.
Lost.
Yep, less.
We have another res.
Taunt boss.
Out just a little bit.
Spread out, get those corals.
I'm blue.
Oh, that was next.
Taunt
There's a
boss.
lot of coral up still.
Yeah, on this next Azurite, we really need to focus down these corals. Get those briny bubbles. All right, spread out, spread out, spread out.
I'm yellow.
Better.
Yeah.
All right, if we can live through this next phase one, I think we should be able to do that.
Oh, there's a coral right on her butt.
Taunt boss.
I guess we're going for a second ring on the other side here because the coral.
Yeah.
Can anyone reload for me?
Run out.
All right, we're gonna have one in the back there.
Taunt boss. Watch Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Guys, keep your eyes on those bubbles.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This is where it gets hairy. I have to run out with everybody else.
Wipe us.
Okay.
4, 3.
Yeah, we're dead. This
Taunt boss.
All right, clearly that's a wipe.
We have to get better with the symbols and
Whee!
clearing the coral. That was what the problem was, I think.
Hey Nick,
Yeah, right now the coral is our problem.
there's a lot going on in this fight,
Everything else
man.
went
It's
pretty
kind of
well.
hard to like just pick up in the middle.
Like if you see someone of your same color running far, don't follow them.
Yeah, and you don't have to move so far ahead. You guys are running the bubbles a little farther away from the boss than anticipated. So really just kind of paint that blue line like right outside where anybody else is at the boss. Make it the people who are standing at the boss's responsibility to move out of the way. And in that same breath, those who are in the melee pile that are not bubbled, be conscious about where.
Be on her nuts. Be on her nuts.
Yeah.
It's a fine line between being in the bubble radius and being in the coral.
Also, if we
And
can
being
move the bubble a bit quicker, because we kind of get stuck between the bubbles and the little swirlies. We don't really know where to go.
Yeah, the swirlies have bad timing, clearly. They like to come out right when we're doing a bunch of shit, so
Move quickly. I've got one of the slowest moving classes in this game, and they want me to move quicker. Awesome. So Nick, I'm a tank, which I don't know if that tells you crap. My job is to
honestly, melee, if you're pinned in a corner between the shit on the ground and the swirlies, then your only idea is to run out with the rain.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Don't really have a choice.
my
It's
option.
not a great thing about DPS loss, but range is having a similar DPS loss by having to also move out of the swirlies, so it's kind of an equal loss
talk
that
a
we're
lot.
all sharing. We need to get those corals better.
And
But
a lot of
first
it.
two phases looked almost like the first two sets looked almost picture perfect.
A lot of it's gonna get repeated because someone will inevitably make a mistake that is similar to what they've been told to do or not to do. So Nick T, I'm a tank, so Oobly's not ready. That means me and Shrike here. We are the two tanks for the raid. We hold the boss, we position the boss,
What's that?
I just made a weak order to show the if you've hit a bubble, it'll show a little count and a time.
Cool.
Right in the middle of your screen if you want it.
I don't have weak auras.
Yeah, I took 3 stacks of those bubbles the last time. It sucked, but it wasn't terrible.
Oobly said okay, so I think that's everybody.
Yep. Good looking DPS though, guys.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Phase change.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2.
Interesting. She still hit me with the whole thing, but she's still focused on me, but it's saying I don't have threat. Now I have threat. I don't know what the hell's going on here. We sometimes things are Picture perfect. Yeah, that's it.
Taunt boss.
All right, bubbles out.
So
Get those bubbles pop.
tiny ouchies. See, I'm trying to get her to hug the wall as close as I can, because if she's
Yeah, I need someone else to get this one coming from the right.
if her
Get him up.
we hey, my stacks are cleared now.
Phase change.
So we're supposed to be swapping every so. She doesn't have any stacks.
Taunt boss.
Now she
All right, we
does.
got one more coming in.
That was some bad placement on the coral. I am bluish.
Watch your feet. Run out.
Oh, now I'm briny bubbled. Taunted.
Get those corals. Fast
Red.
moving people, get out there. Legends red.
I probably should say
Great
I'm
job, guys.
red. They got the picture. Oh,
Oh, that's a fun place to put coral.
what the?
Taunt boss.
Yeah, get people up. Melee, just wait for a bubble. It's gonna come right out of that thing and smack it. All right, there you go. Thank you. Move in. Don't get them early.
Watch your feet.
It
Someone get
taunted.
Shmata.
She's not.
We can't.
Minute and a half.
Oh,
Boss.
yeah.
I keep taunting. She's not doing shit.
Get those bubbles.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Taunt boss.
Okay. I don't know if Nick's still here, watching, listening. Where are you going?
Everybody stand in the big green circle.
Taunt boss.
Wait until the very last moment to pop this last. Get us out. Get us out.
Watch your feet.
Trying to get her.
That's like 10 bubbles, dude.
Yeah, no, just wipe it.
Watch your feet.
Yeah, yeah. So we're learning this fight, getting progression. Things are not working the way they should, or whether it be us or the fight, or the way they're expected, I guess would be a good way to put it. A lot to learn in a fight, especially when it's new, especially fights like this one. They've changed fights considerably from like vanilla to now. You know, earlier fights were more less. There was typically less mechanics, but they still were just as challenging in a way. I mean, some of the mechanics were just like, yeah, screw up, you're dead. Here some of that's kind of happening too, but you know.
Did we get a Jeeves
Anybody have a
or
hammer?
yeah, something?
Jeeves in the back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no, I'm marked. At least it's not the black spot. There's no black spot in the game, but you know. I'm making it a joke if you know what the black spot means. Ish. Because we're not pirates.
Quick question. You think if we were able to burn faster in the first phase, that way we wouldn't have to do the second circle as early in the third? Because what's happening, it looks like, is we're getting to where we have to do that second ring and everything's closing in on us and we can't run into poop.
Yeah, problem is that there's no good time to lust because we could get through the first two phases really fast, or we could get through the second first two phases really fast, or we could get through the third two phases really fast. Either way, it's gonna look like an absolute shit show when we finally get to that last 5%. So I mean, yeah, exactly. This is meant to be done. I mean, ideally, if we could, I don't know, slap another 10K on each person's DPS, we could do it in two sets. But I mean, for practice purposes, that's why I was having us lust earlier last week. But there's no real reason because you're just hurrying up to wait anyway. But yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. It's just there is no good time to lust.
Okay. It was just a thought.
Yeah, do another 10K, everybody. Let's do that. I'll do another 10K too. All right, thanks, on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Phase change.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Doesn't it says I don't have I don't know.
All right, get in a little bit closer.
Eee.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Run out.
Tiny bubble.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Get those bubbles down.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss.
Interesting, I can use a trinket inside there, but I can't use certain other abilities. Woo.
We have another one coming in from behind us on the right.
2, 1.
Ideally, I'm trying to overlap this crap as much as possible.
All right. Do your first set of cooldowns if you want.
Because the more it overlaps, the more room I save.
Let's see if
the
we can get her down to
raid.
60% in this push. That would be awesome.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm blue. Oh, we left a huge gap in there, it looks like.
Briny bubbles, get up there.
That's unfortunate. Maybe we can get her back there
Get those
on
bubbles
the
down.
other way around. I'm not going back there now. I am red.
Good job, everybody.
Phase change.
One of us was going to make it.
All right, 64%. That's amazing. Let's just keep doing this. Neater, cleaner. Let's just keep going.
Toned boss.
That right there, a lot of wasted space on that barnacle.
Shut your hole.
And we have our tank critics. I know he's trying to help. It's just, I don't know.
Grab him.
Only have so much control over the fight when I'm half of a tank partner group thing.
Run out.
Get that one that's coming into melee, guys. Good job.
Toned boss.
All right, we got one
Trying
more
to-
bubble coming.
Watch your feet.
We gotta use as much of this room as possible.
Wait, don't pop any more bubbles right
She's pulling. I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion. Pulling them too far.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and get that one.
Awesome. I'm in a bubble and can't move. There's a lot of.
Phase change.
Oh, phase change. Alright.
Can someone get me up, please?
We've got 2 reses.
Thank you. All right, Lust. Get out. Clear this coral now.
I'm blue.
Run out.
Lyndon, should we go the other direction?
Let's go back around. I kind of headed that way with my bubble, but you know.
Get the bubbles out.
Toned boss.
I'm red.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
I want to try. If people pop this, I'm going to try to get this in here.
Phase change.
I'm down. But just keep going.
Trying to use up all the space we can get.
Second layer is going to get hairy, so you got to do your best to stagger those bubbles that are going to come out of the coral, and you're going to have to use personals. That's cooldowns, that's pots. All right, we got 3 grouped up real tight. Just do your best to stagger them. There's one coming into melee behind. Nope, you got it.
Take her back in the middle if you can.
Toned boss.
Bubbles together. Oh, jeez.
I'm the bubble by myself, sorry.
3, 2, 1.
Big heals on the tanks. Oh,
I probably
How
shouldn't have
long for a
charged
res?
that bubble.
3 minutes.
ah.
Might have been my fault. I was trying to beat her to a bubble.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss.
I'm bubbled. Get me out ASAP.
Darth, you might need to use a big bubble
Oh, you're the one
on.
I'm dead.
3,
Uh,
2, 1.
Well, Dara still use it.
Sorry, I was just thinking of clearing her stacks. I don't know if that would work, but
I had the briny bubble.
I gotcha.
4.
All right, there's only 17 coral up, guys. 17 bubbles. You can do that.
Yeah, yep. This is fun. Well, it's a learning experience. It is fun. A lot going on, and it gets messy, and kind of have
See,
to watch
technically, I'd rather
timers.
save lust for this second phase, or this third first phase, and we could totally save lust for this if you think we could get her down to 25% without. I don't necessarily know how beneficial that lust was when we did it because we had a lot of things going on that
Are you actually
prevented people
listening to me,
from
Harlot, or
maximizing their. What do y'all think?
That epic typo there. Yeah, if we have enough people alive, I think
you're
we can
still
do it.
listening to me?
Under
Okay.
pressure.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
so
having
we'll
fun.
save
It's
lust.
just, you know, I'm like,
Bozak, that's what you were saying earlier.
I sometimes get exasperated for the
Yeah,
fact
so
I'm
let's
doing
go
everything I
ahead and do that.
can, and
We're gonna save lust for the third first phase.
I can't do anything
Because
outside of
fuck
my
that shield.
keyboard and mouse.
So moving her gets really hairy with all that coral. If we could do our very best to get rid of all of it when we have the lines, that would be so awesome. You guys
Well,
have
the
been
thing
doing
is,
great
we
with
had a
that.
complete clear.
We had it cleared for a really long time, but then it just got out of control.
It
And
was
the
that
longer,
third phase.
yeah, the longer we're in that first phase, especially that third first phase, the more coral's just gonna keep popping.
Pretty
Coral.
sure the frequency that
Coral.
they pop out increases.
Sorry, now I'm thinking
I
of
think it just
memes
feels
from
like that,
Walking
but yeah.
Dead.
Hey, but that last time when we pulled, it didn't put one right on top of her this time. That was nice of her.
Oh god, REM is not right. Stop it. Right? I'm also listening to an audiobook where the main character's name is Coral, and so like I'm just getting all kinds.
If I remembered the jokes, I would say some of them. I know there's something about dolphins and apples.
Honestly, I don't know. Can you get her as close to the wall as possible so the coral goes half in the wall? Like, is
That's all depending on where the tank is standing. So if the tank is standing on the wall, yes.
Yeah, we're doing our best to do that.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to see.
I
And it's really hard to see the big corals when they come down.
I really want to say something.
Do you want us to
Oh.
tell you if the boss needs to be moved away from a piece of?
I'm saying
Wouldn't
ignore
hurt.
the big coral for the boss movement. Rely
I'm
on
saying that too, Lenny. I really am.
If
Yeah,
melee
I
is
completely
gonna
agree
reliably be
because
between the coral and the
it's
boss,
a
that would
pain
be
in the
great.
ass
I know
if
we,
I
Linton and I have both
Yeah.
got bubbles.
some melee just has to suck it
What
up
we see
and
coming
take
in,
the
nobody
bubble
seems to be going
before it gets to the boss. If we can ignore the coral, but we have
Let's
like
try that
some
for a
melee has to suck it up and get it. You're gonna have to dip into the coral to get the bubbles
yeah.
before it hits the boss. That's the only
Yeah,
thing
Lenny
people
can do it.
have to do. Well,
It doesn't even hurt.
we have a
Like, I
DK that
it.
can bubble and run through it, or if he had to, or I mean, you know, whatever. If people have stuff. We have people that move fast.
To be honest, a lot of time I dodge the sword he's bearing in the coral because it does less damage.
Okay, so I literally
You can probably
had
tell
the
Lenny
symbol
that
and
I'm
I ran
just,
across
I
the room
agree
and I
totally.
stood
'Cause
in the barnacle bash for a good
it's easier
3-4
for me to
seconds,
just go
and
you
meh,
yeah,
standing
meh,
next to me?
slowly
it
around.
was, and it barely hurt. It doesn't hurt that much.
That's
In
pretty good.
fact, out of all the damage that you need to take, that's the least concerning one. I don't recommend standing in it for the duration, but you know what I mean.
The only thing
I
it
have
does is
GTFO.
DBM freaks
It's
out.
loud.
DBM freaks out too. But yeah.
DBM's just like, oh, you're standing in the poo, get out.
GTFO is like my mom.
I had to turn that shit off. I couldn't handle it. There's too much stuff in current WoW for me to handle that noise.
Oobly, do you need an AFK or something?
Because we could just take our break if you need.
14 minutes
Yeah,
early,
all right,
but
let's
you
just
know.
go ahead and take our break now since Oobly is clearly away.
Here, I'm going to talk. We're taking a break. Normally it takes about 5 minutes. Yada yada, whatever.
damn it.
7 minutes. We're doing a 7-minute break. All right. Here, I'll put some
Doesn't
tunes
matter,
back
we're on
on. Oh yeah. I wonder if this'll. No. I was hoping I have a Logitech keyboard. It has some nice things, but it doesn't seem to like to share things like no movie video, no webcam, no media display. Because it's got a play pause button, but apparently Media Monkey does not like to be controlled by such things. But getting her to the wall isn't actually a hard thing to do, except for at the very start. Normally she won't move along the wall unless the tank, you know, right off the bat. She'll do a slight arc in, which I'm sure Lenny's aware of that one. But the whole point is to overlap as much as possible, and, you know, the only problem would be is when the coral is literally right in the path. Then we would probably have to adjust a little bit, but still possible. I mean, we just have to not panic, and as we're sliding, if the tank is moving around the ring on the outside, she'll slightly slide into the wall a little bit. At least her target reticle circle thing on the bottom. And then when she drops the poo, maybe 50% will be outside of the ring. Ideally, you could get to 50%, but I don't know that you can really get 50%. You know, get most of it. But if you can get most of it to overlap and most of it, well, what's inside to overlap and then the other half to go outside, saves a lot of room. Every so often they put bosses in like this where you have floor management. On a new song, and is it just quiet? Or oh, apparently that was the last song in the list. Guess we'll start over. Ooh, more mellow here. But I've been trying to watch the timer for the. There's a basically I use DBM. There's timers for everything pretty much. I've been trying to watch for the Barnacle Bash, which is what is hitting the tank and dropping the poo on the floor. And I've been trying to watch that so that way I know I'm in the right spot, because as soon as it starts casting, it locks in wherever you are. It doesn't matter. You could be 5 miles away and yeah. But if you start moving after it starts casting, it will be where you were when it started. So the benefit is you can start moving ahead of time to make sure to get out of it. I tend to hold a little bit because I always want to make sure that it's placed in the right spot. That's just me. Oh no, I dropped a frame or something. 9 minutes ago, skipped frames, detected 18%. Arlet, I thought you were gonna mute me, cause, yeah. No, I don't talk a whole lot over everybody else. Like when they Discord and stuff and I'm here by myself. Hopefully we can get this tonight. I don't want to say we will, because then I don't want to jinx this. But, I don't see why we won't. I mean, we have to get better at the mechanics. That's the huge. That's you can say that about any fight, though. Let's see here. I also need to drop out a message to my other Discord peeps. So I have a D&D group on Sunday that I need to let them know. Unfortunately, Nim won't be able to make it. They are currently running around in the Feywild, which, take that how you want. It's an interesting adventure. The non-elven background characters, we'll get to see if they remember anything at all once they leave. So... Saving children in the Feywild. Yeah, I had them meet a talking hedgehog family with one of the children had been kidnapped. So they took care of the perpetrators. I guess took care of as a way to say it. They killed them. They killed them. Break ended. We have food, we have flask still. And I have an organic discombobulation grenade. I have so much crap in my bags. 15, 415, 415. I just can't give, I don't know.
Check your flasks.
Actually, right now, I don't know, I can't, haste. Haste is where... Haste versatility is the stats I love for Blood DK.
Someone drop a guild chest, please.
I got one over here. Oh, someone else dropped one.
Thank you.
I have all kinds of toys. I mean, here's like trans-dimensional bird whistle. Or here's a better enchanted soup
Alright, Arcadia,
stone.
Harlot, send your dead plate.
Turns me into a
Waiting on
trog.
y'all.
What I do?
Yeah, we're here. I don't know the ready check they hated us.
And fresh cookies, please.
Yes, fresh cookies.
There are pots and healing pots in the guild bank as well.
Awesome.
Definitely grab those healing pots there.
Yeah, they helped quite a bit.
I already
mean-
took 7 stacks, I don't want to more.
Raiders.
Alright, so just a recap of the changes that we're making. We're going
I'm
to wait
taking
to
a
Lust
stack.
for the third phase 1. That's going to be the largest bubble out of all 3, clearly, because the bubbles increase with size every single time. And we are going to... Shit, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, so in that the third phase 2, that's the phase we're supposed to kill her. We're going to ignore the marks that come out to kill the coral, because if we don't get it done, it doesn't matter how much coral we get down. However, we need to spread that out, because in between the two equally marked symbols is a beam of death. You don't really want to have that all clumped up, especially when we're already pretty much taxed on our healing mana and cooldowns and all the things. So
It's
again, saving
fine.
Lust till the third phase 1
It'll be
to
fine.
get her bubble down as fast as possible. And in the third phase 2, we're going to just spread the marks out, not with the objective to clear.
So
Just for the
silly.
go.
Trogs jumping so crazy.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Phase change.
Four, three, two, one.
One of these days, I'm gonna miss the wall and run right out of the door.
All right, Melee, be conscientious of that closest coral. Here comes the bubble.
Wait, she still has me.
Run out.
Briny bubbles out.
Four, three, two, one.
Taunt boss.
Boy, that's a big area that one took up. Trying to see. Her big fat foot's in the way.
Watch your feet. Phase
Come on, move a higher bit more, little lady.
All right, cooldowns
Come
and all
on.
that. Get that last bubble.
And no, I'm not Texan. I never lived in the South. Why I'm saying little lady.
Oh, I guess this last batch of bubbles. Careful, careful, careful. Get that one.
Run.
Red on
Spread
the
out.
watch your feet.
Tried to. Whatever.
Run out.
See, that's where you go. You go right there.
Watch strike.
That's a nice spot there, Power.
Marks out.
I'm green.
I got boss. You can run.
Great job on the coral. All right, that's a good thing. We're at 66%, so let's get this bubble down as fast.
too far. Let's see here. No, no, stop. Stop there. Okay, 7 seconds on mine. Got the boss now, so she can do the bubble. Bubble o'clock. Wow, that.
Wait on.
Did I really get it that far? Wow. I can't see. Where the hell am I?
All right, place yourself between the coral and the boss, please.
Taunt boss.
Get the briny bubble.
Whee!
Get that up. After the bubble. Don't pop any bubbles right now.
Man.
Go ahead and pop that bubble.
Phase change.
All right, how many reses we have?
Just one.
Just one.
Go ahead and get somebody up. Mark's out. Get all
I
those
am
coral.
green.
I got the boss.
Run out.
Briny bubbles out. Get those bubbles down. Mark's out.
I am red.
Phase change.
All right, 38 and a half. We're having a coral pop up right here next to the boss.
Taunt boss.
Do you want rest?
Watch your feet.
Yeah, lust.
Boy, what a view, what a view. I tank for the view. That's why I tank. Don't think it's gonna matter where I stand here that's gonna fill the gap.
Melee, heads up. Get those bubbles. Melee, we have more coming in right behind you.
Gonna stick her here. Might buy us some time on some of those bubbles that were right close. Think I'm... Now it's trying to fill in the little gaps. And not stand in the bat at the same time while doing it.
I got 2 stacks of soggy bottom. I can't take one.
Run out.
Somebody get Lyndon out, please. He's the blue square.
We can't.
Taunt boss.
That was better, I think.
Watch your feet.
Oh no, I'm standing in bad. Oh wait, I'm incapacitated. Oh, hey, I'm out. Boom. Let's blow everyone up.
Oof. That got ugly fast.
I mean, I would
I
never
added a
blow
couple
everyone
K.
up.
Nice.
Is this a check we're just gonna have to gear for?
No. This is coordination.
We
We're
have
not
the
clearing.
gear. We just have to get good.
Yeah, we're not clearing the coral well enough.
We did the
When we have
first
the
time
thing.
around, just not the second time around. Unfortunately, due to bad timing with everything, that lust was really rather ineffective. But I think we need to try that again. Yeah, it's getting there.
Tiny bubble.
So just a reminder, please do not run out to catch a bubble. Let it come to melee. Not saying that melee is the only ones that have to pop it, but do not go out of your way to catch a bubble. The bubbles from the coral do not get popped until they're almost in melee range.
There were a couple of times I had to run back behind the boss because nobody wanted to stand in the poo.
Yeah, I know. I watched that. In fact, I ran in there a couple times.
Stuff doesn't hurt. You can run it.
No, what hurts is trying to clear your way back when it blows you up into the air. Only one speed boost.
Yeah. So just to recap, please, please, please do not run out of the ranged group to catch a bubble unless it's literally catching up to the boss's asshole. Like, do not do that.
That's
Do not
graphic.
run back behind us to catch a bubble at all, ever.
Boss's asshole.
Nah.
I've
Sometimes
not
we
even
may
looked
have
at
to
this
run
boss's asshole.
through the briny poo on the ground, or the brambly poo, or whatever the fuck it's called, to get a bubble when we have to move the boss. That's everybody's job, except the tank.
Okay, do we have another Jeeves available?
Yes, please. And how's everybody's flask stone?
I've already reflashed.
All right.
Middle of that fight.
I'm gonna put another one down.
Welcome, whoever else is watching.
I just sold the cauldrons to the Jeeves.
Pro raid leading.
Ah, Jesus.
Did you
So
make a profit?
Pro raid
No.
leading is.
Oh God.
And Jeeves was super happy there for a minute.
Yeah, until I bought them back at a loss.
He's like, you dummy, you know what I can sell this for on auction house?
For a low fee.
Yeah, okay, so we seem to have a little bit of confusion about the bubbles that come from the coral. The corals, they seem rather innocuous, right? They just kind of crop up and look like giant obstructions. However, they are deadly. They fart out a giant bubble every so often, and it feels like they always love to come back to back and at the worst possible time. Each one of those bubbles that a coral spawns is going to do massive raid-wide damage for every single time it hits. And I don't know if you guys have seen what phase 1 of the third phase 1 looks like, but Jesus Christ, that's a lot of goddamn bubbles and a lot of goddamn damage, and there's like no cooldowns to be found. That's why I'm saying you can't run out to pop them early, because it seems like, oh my god, there's a thing, we don't want it to get to the boss, I must go get it. Don't. You need to wait until it's just about approaching the melee pile. Not just about approaching the boss. I'm not playing that dangerously close, but when it's approaching the melee pile, that's when it should be prioritized. If there's 3 approaching at the same time, that's when the healers have to recognize we have to do something. That's for us to decide. If there's 3 like that back to back, there's not a whole lot as healers can do for you. You're going to have to do cooldowns, personals, yada yadas. But do not leave the ranged pile. We have clothies. Clothies, like myself, we suck. We don't have good health, and we don't have good mitigation. And I mean, I'm a priest. I can pretty much bubble myself, and I do my best to bubble y'all folkies, but we can't be having the clothies run into the brambles or the shit on the ground in order to pop bubbles. That's for our more hardier people, unless they have a well, I know health has been homogenized, but it's not really the point. Just
Yeah.
this is everybody's job. Everybody's needs to run in there, so even if you are a clothy, run your ass. But do not, and I repeat, do not run out behind us early to pop a bubble.
Well, not only that, I noticed a couple in the polls trying to stay closer to the middle versus stacking up.
Yeah, we got to stop spreading out too far too. Like, I know, gasp, I was a hunter for a very long time. I know I like to be in my own plane of existence, off in the outfield where no healer could possibly reach me. But it didn't matter because I was a hunter. Please try to stay closer to us. Even if you get itchy being near anybody, fine. You could be a little ways off, but don't be 5 miles away. Don't be on the other side of the coral. Just come kind of hang out with us. We don't smell too bad, and we won't bite. Just because every little one of these missteps is causing us to fail later, because we're having to burn cooldowns more reactively than proactively. We're having to do a lot of modifications to keep people alive independently by burning through mana to do. Has anybody here played a disc priest? You know how much mana it takes to direct heal somebody?
Yep.
Yeah, so please don't make me have to shadow mend you overly much. I
Yeah.
will.
Just
I
come
just
in on them, they'll learn.
Like I'm burning through. I have a healing ring down probably 90% of the time.
Yeah, and the people who are not standing in it are doing it wrong.
It doesn't make it hard to see upsurge. You need to get a better graphics card if that's the problem you're having, because they're 2 different shades of blue. B, one's animated and one's not really that animated. And C, you know the dimensions of the healing circle versus the smaller swirlies are completely different in nature. So just stop borrowing trouble. If you're having problems, you need to turn up your ground clutter. That's it, Aachen, you're out. Get out. Your heals are distracting.
Oh, it looks nothing like any mechanic though.
Now,
Alt F4.
now the shit the boss drops plus the swirlies, that is problematic. I have unfortunately gotten nicked by that trying to run in to get a bubble, but that's just something we're gonna have to adapt to. All right, enough talking. Let's do this.
I don't know who the new person watching is, but yep, we're doing heroic Lady Ashvane. This is progression, so not probably gonna get it on the first. Well, this isn't the first try. You can tell by the dead bodies.
Flask if you haven't.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Phase change.
4, 3, 2, 1.
See, the thing says I don't have threat on her, but yet she's still looking at me.
All right, bubbles,
Alright.
let them come to us.
Smacked me in the face. Okay, then we can spin her. I can stand almost in the coral. Coral. Briny bubbles.
bus.
Lower a little more. Spinner. Stand under her foot. For that glorious. Why is I taunted?
Phase change. Watch your
All right, push.
Why the hell? Motherfucker, look at me.
watch your feet.
Get your colors out.
I'm red.
Wow, guys.
Did we get any?
No.
You have to be
Flawless.
behind the other people. Like,
That's why I'm trying to call out what color I am, because I have less movement, so lining up with me, I can only normally get a little left-right. But apparently that was too hard. I don't know.
Colors out. Get the coral.
I am green.
I
Anchor.
got it, Mendon.
Much better.
Phase change.
All right, good job. A percent better than last time. We have a coral popping up right next to the boss's flank.
I guess I need to calm.
Melee, get that bubble.
Let her take the boss.
I get this one right away.
I have control issues as tank. It sometimes gets me killed.
We have another coral popping up right next to the boss.
Run out.
Oh, there we go.
Get those bubbles.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
Taunt bus.
We taunt boss.
I had to take a
Oh,
second bubble because
nice.
no one was in melee to do anything.
Yeah, melee, we're getting the brandy bubble.
Watch your feet.
We. Wow, I got it so much in the wall. That's impressive. I don't even know how I did it. Bubbles.
Taunt bus. Phase change.
Oh shit, I still have her?
All right, push her hard.
Taunt bus.
Yes, I'm a little child. I'm a 13-year-old at heart. My wife knows it. I am blue. Where is...
Watch your feet. Run out.
Jesus.
All right, push her. I want this health down. And get those bubbles too.
Watch your feet.
Ah! Look at that, lady.
Marks, get those corals.
Stuck it over in the coral. I'm yellow.
Phase
Better.
I missed one.
That was like 10% better than last time too. Coral is popping up right up the boss's ass.
Lost.
Taunt bus.
Yep.
Let's go on the other side. I'm gonna pull her a little ways and then come back.
All right, here comes the rippling wave. Melee, be on your best behavior. You got 2 coming in right behind the boss.
Woo! Go, go, go. Man, I hate it when she just stops and looks at you like.
All right, bubbles out.
Toned boss. Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Look at that magic. Oh, yeah.
Run out.
Briny bubbles. How the heck did someone in melee? We got a coral coming up the bubbles ass.
Toned boss. Your feet.
Whee!
Push. We have like 25% to go.
Hey, reses.
Res people.
2 reses.
Trying to get her a little bit away from some of this coral. I hate this. There's so much shit.
Gotta push harder. This is the soft and rage.
Holy hell. More motherfucking coral. I'm out of room.
Yeah. Oh god, that was so close. Her bubble is just a skosh.
Toned boss.
Yeah, it's all the poo on the floor.
Well, it's also the back-to-back bubbles from the coral.
Yeah.
Out of room. That was woof.
I still keep seeing people run to the bubbles instead of letting them come to us.
I know.
I mean, I'm running to them when I see nothing but pets in between the boss and them.
Yeah.
I wish the pets could take the shit. Shit, I can res them quick. Come, go ahead, buddy.
If they could, you'd lose your 90% mitigation to AE shit, and then they'd die all the time.
I don't care. I can cast the bring them back up 80 times.
No, that would be awful.
And he'll be
Just summon
standing
a different
there
pet.
bringing his
I
pet
got
back
5
up
of 'em.
and not
We'll start
having
at the top.
DPS.
Shit, I've even tried bringing out my dinos, seeing if it will help absorb the shield more because it's anti-healing.
This fight is anti-healing. Fuck this fight.
What this fight needs is the end times boss where we could hit a clock and back it all the way the fuck up and start over.
I try to overlap as much as I can. Just sometimes there's just so much shit going on. I forget to watch the bar. Because if I forget to
But
watch
that
the
was
bar,
still progression.
that's when I
That
miss
was
the timer.
a lot cleaner. That last tail end is just going to be a hot disaster. I'm kind of wondering. Man, I would really love to see if we could push it through just two sets of the phases. I think that's asking for too much, though.
We'd have to change the lust time to either the first or second phase.
You want to try once to see what lust at the second phase would look like? How does everybody feel about that? Like, I don't want to change up anything too drastically, but I kind of feel like we could. What's up, Dad?
I would say that's probably maybe the best because if we're lusting at the end and it gets real hairy, in the beginning, we're pretty much all up and clear, so we'll get the most out of the lust. Which if we're trying to two-phase it.
Yeah, we could drop her to 50% in the second phase. I mean,
Yeah, the very second phase. Like as soon as we get down this first shield, that's when we just go like tits out and like see if we can get her down to like 25%. And then hopefully we should be able to bang out that last 25% in the second.
Tits out like a rock star.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, I need my DPS to do a little bit more consistent damage too. I know there's a lot of situations that inhibit us from doing the max we can, but really need you to kind of push through it and, crank up the numbers just a smidge. Work with what you got, Oobly.
does anybody have the runes? I ran out.
Skosh. Yeah, save all your cooldowns for that first phase 2 and we lust and hopefully we can just that would be amazing if we can, guys. That would be rockstar level shit, right?
What's wrong with lady balls, Uber?
I call them breasticles.
And this is why it's probably good that my text chat is hidden by an image. The shit that they're saying.
Sweater kittens, Jesus H. Christ. Are we ready?
Puppies!
And those are comments from the text
Alright, so
chat.
this is what we're doing. We are gonna nuke the fuck out of this chick because we are sick and tired of her.
Yeah, I have leftover chicken and waffle to eat from Sims that night out with.
Hell yeah. I'm still like so grossly full, it's disgusting. Chicken and waffles, darn.
With a spiced maple syrup.
Phase change.
Alright, game faces.
4, 3, 2, 1.
One of these days, I'm actually going to run out of the front door.
Alright, Bubbles, let them get to us. See how slow these bitches move? Let them travel, they're almost max distance. I will sit your ass if you can't do that. This isn't volleyball, don't go chase a damn ball.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, melee heads up. Or tank.
I put my back into it. Literally. Ah. Honey. Whoa. I'm getting tired. Sorry.
Phase change.
Alright, we have one more round, unfortunately, of these stupid fucking things. Yep, this is where we're lusting. Just power through the bubble.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I am blue.
Yeah.
Get Darth.
Watch your feet. Run out.
Oh, jeez. And no, I'm not from Minnesota, or any of that. I don't know why I said, oh, jeez.
Push. We got 19 seconds.
I am yellow. We were effectively worthless.
That was not a good lust period.
Phase change.
Yeah, you got like
8% more.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we were getting 63 to 68% before.
Taunt boss.
Girls near the boss.
Need to start double stacking this mother shit. 3, 2, and I'm going in.
Watch your feet.
Like a boss.
Taunt boss.
Barnacle bash. Coming. 5, 4, 3, 2. Like a boss.
Watch your feet.
Might want to be careful. I think that's 4 deep.
Watch your feet. Taunt boss. Watch your feet.
Oh.
We got
Yeah.
reses.
That's some
20 seconds.
thick shit.
Watch your feet.
I got 10 on mine.
That was a funny cinematic. I died just as the wave of light washed over me.
We've got a res.
Nah, just swipe it.
I think lusting there could work if we just ignore the first set of Arcing Azure.
I agree. And I'm gonna have a mass res here, so just go ahead and die. Do not release. I will mass res.
Means the second set has to be super clean.
Yeah.
So when we are lusting, I'll wait for like the first 2 to hit us or something like that, and then I'll drop a link for the other ones. It should stabilize us, so we can just like tunnel on them.
Look at all your corpses over there.
Oh, so I was trying to watch timer to double stack,
no, I
triple,
think Lenny's
3,
right. We need to
quadruple stack
skip
if I
that
could.
first arcing azurite. That's the marks that come out. And we just need to go like balls out and just nuke her. We ideally she needs to get to between 30 and 40% for this strat to be doable.
Yep. This is a interesting fight. For tank, I have the challenge of trying to manage the space, because wherever I'm standing when she starts the cast is where she drops the coral. So I'm trying to overlap it as best as I can.
Gotta say bravo, Sim. I mean, with your DPS hills, you're actually above the tank.
I think we're
Yeah.
actually doing better on placement because of the both of us
Not like
trying
it
to
was
stack it
back
as
in,
deep as we
you
could.
know, mop. but
Probably could do a little
it's
bit
still
better,
cool.
double, triple, quadruple stacking, but it is what it is. I mean, the more we can overlay stack and shit, the less
I actually had
room.
somebody try to kick me out of Raid Finder and Mop because they thought I was disco DPS, and then they realized I was top heals. It was something like 100k DPS and 200k heals back when we had smart heals.
For anyone else watching,
Yeah,
new
I'm not doing too
watchers,
bad.
whatever.
Like 8.4k DPS and 33.6k HP.
I tend to run Division 2 on other
And
nights.
calling shit out.
That's because you're watching the bubbles come in and throwing your super bubble out.
Hell fucking yeah. What else would I do?
Tonight's my raid night.
That's 95% of your heals. The rest of it is bubble.
Oh yeah. Actually, no. Atonement is my #1 heal.
I got
But,
you at 33.7.
I clearly need to set up a mute for desktop audio so I can mute them for you guys so I can talk to you. And you can hear me and not hear the Discord. At times.
Yes, yes. And all hail Crix. He is the top DPS self heal. All right, let's do this.
So this is Heroic Lady Ashfane, and I'm a tank, so enjoy the crotch view.
Phase change.
And
All right,
she's
Bubbles, let them travel.
back on
do not
me.
get them early.
Not trying to get her back so quick. Oh, she's on strike. Good, good, good. Now I can chillax a little bit. Let her get some threat.
All right,
Okay.
Blizzard knows we're gonna down at this time, so they're trying to hard mode this. Sorry, were you falling, Darth? Because I thought I saw your.
4, 3, 2, and
Save
ah.
Watsuki's life. Get him up.
Ow.
All right, can we move the boss Hell and Gone away from this little tight?
Taunt boss.
Wasted so much space.
In fact, move the boss on top of these bubbles, and let's just move from that point.
Waste.
All right, burn that shit.
Gonna so kill them. Or kill me, whatever, doesn't matter.
Are we lusting?
Yep.
It's all good.
Do not move your marks out. Do not. Stay still. Do not.
DPS.
DPS.
Healer scan.
I'm dead. Doop, boop, 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 boop.
Get Lynn.
3 minutes.
That's what happens with 6 stacks. Maybe it was only 5 stacks. It was a lot. It hurt.
I just want to see how this is clearly a wipe, but I just want to see. Ignore those marks. I want to see how far we can get. 9 seconds.
Barnacle Bash for
Not really that far.
600k.
It's actually 1% worse.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
Two more
Standing who?
DPS, maybe 3 to this healer comp.
Do you want me to? Do you feel confident that you could do without me heals wise? That I can
my
give
head's starting to
Yeah, but if you go
hurt.
DPS, how much more DPS do you have?
I don't know.
I can do
I think they're
20
starting to
plus K single
overcomplicate this
target.
shit.
What are you doing now?
9.9K.
Well, if you
So
go DPS, I can use cooldowns.
Let's all
if you switch,
overcomplicate this shit.
is adding 10K gonna be the difference?
Honestly, no idea.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, what we really need is those who are under 20 to. Not trying to call anybody out. Like, listen, I know this is this is a crazy ass fight. There's a lot of shit going.
Crazy ass shit.
That was fun though.
So as much as everybody hates it, I'd actually vote for some more gearing because it looks like we're not meeting the check.
Well, we have to wait until Tuesday for that. 'Cause there's no gear in normal. At least I hope there's not any gear in normal.
Yeah. Does anybody need anything from normal?
I
I
geared out of normal 3 weeks ago. So, like, not
Still a
trying to sound.
trinket.
Yeah, well, there's
Really?
always going to be like that one, great white buffalo piece that you're just never going to fucking get. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on heroic either. I'm just
yeah,
not gonna get it. It doesn't exist.
yeah.
I barely need even gear from heroic anyway.
All right, everybody's whispering me now with their fucking Christmas wish list. I don't give a shit. If you want to run normal, you guys can go do it. That's not a problem. There's Mayhem that runs on Thursday nights.
And
So
Sundays.
there's definitely an avenue for normal runs. It's just I don't really see the benefit of going backwards. I get it. We're struggling on a boss. There's some checks that we're not meeting, but that's not going to change by going and getting a few extra pieces, honestly.
yeah.
We have
If it,
15 wipes on this. That's nothing.
That is literally nothing. So, like, I don't want people to get disheartened or like throw your hands up and say, "Oh my god, this is not going to be doable." If I have to sit people just so we can get through this, that will be the next move that I make. But I don't want to sit people because it doesn't feel good and it's kind of a singling out, and I don't want to do that.
I'll heal a whole bunch of mythic pluses this week. How about that?
You want ketchup? Who just left my channel? Who did it?
Wham was sitting in the channel listening.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Who?
Wham.
You know the band from the 80s?
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna go DPS and see if there's any, but it could just be horrendously even worse. I don't know.
I can go DPS too if that'll help.
Do it.
Could have
Worth
been
a try.
aha.
We've been missing good feasts, so have a good feast.
Oh, thank you, sir. I have good feasts. I just don't want to waste them on
Good feast,
this.
Mantis friends. We got this.
No Vantis runs. Come on, guys. We can do this. It's only 15 attempts. When we get up to 45 attempts, then we can contemplate other extreme measures.
I think when back in the day, I forgot how many it took us to get Festergut or Rot Face. I don't much remember which one it was, but we pushing 50 or 60 attempts back in the day on one boss.
It's hard work to get progression down. That's the point. If it was easy,
Elegon.
if it was easy, Elegon was so easy. You talk about the big constellation dragon.
Yeah, it took us forever to get that.
Oh man, I remember him being easy, but maybe I've just blocked out the entirety of Kata. That was
How's
Kata,
that?
right? Or
That,
Pandaland?
no, that was Panda.
Panda
Land.
Land.
Oh,
Came back after we already had him down.
no.
Back in that day. Oh, wait, I was still a tank. And I was still a DK.
Yeah, we were raiding with our old original guildies from back in the day. I don't know if we did them dirty, but like we helped them down Garrosh, and then we server jump because they're West Coast times, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah, well, their fucking shit was running until 2 o'clock in the morning. I worked at 8 a.m.
We're like, well, thanks for the AOTC. Now we're gonna go jump. And
Thanks for the map.
And then they buffed Disco where you could solo heal Mythic.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of healing in Mythic, so I prefer to DPS them. And I hear that Disc don't do very well in the higher keys.
Well, during when they buffed Holy Nova, everybody stood in one place and you just hit Holy Nova.
I guess I should put myself into shadow, huh? Alright, we're good. I'm still bubbling people like I'm healing.
Phase change.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go big or go home, I guess. I'm trying to lose threat
Bubbles.
here. Because...
Taunt boss.
4, 3, 2, 1. Got one more bubble coming in.
Take your black, please. I'm just gonna start asking for it.
Phase change.
I can't risk getting
Alright,
to 5
last.
stacks again.
Watch your feet.
Ignore that.
I'm bad. Shit. Better than this. I'm better than this.
Taunt boss.
Okay, Barnacle Bash. 9,
I'm
7,
the one nearest the boss.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
15 seconds.
I'm blue.
Yeah, clear these.
Phase change.
It was worth the risk.
That's better.
We got 2. Me and my partner. Whoever was blue.
Taunt boss. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Melee.
4,
Be on your toes.
3, 2, 1.
Watch your feet.
Two coming in. Be on your toes, guys.
Yeah, I didn't hit my AMS in time, but I wanted to make sure I got out. I don't give a shit about
Bubbles.
hitting the AMS.
And bubbles.
Taunt boss.
I'd rather make sure I'm out than, you know, risk it. 2, 1.
Watch your feet.
That's like a boss.
3, 2, 1.
More bubbles.
Run out.
Okay, I have AMS this time. Still run out with my friends. Get all that. We're gonna have Coral right up her ass.
Taunt boss.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah, like 6 people just died at once.
That's a wipe. So we just, we gotta clean it up. It's focusing, making sure you're out of shit, making sure you're in, you're making sure everyone's doing their job. It's really what this is just cleaning this fight up. I mean, we know it. It's clear that we know it.
How much did we miss your heals that time?
It got really crazy. I'm not sure if it was because we didn't clear the coral well enough, or if we were just popping them too fast.
Well, we got about 3 too many for 3 healers, and we got about 2 too few for 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, that worked.
Can we
There it
get some
goes.
fresh as well?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take our break. Stand up, shake it off, get something to drink, go to the bathroom, do what you guys.
Go to the back.
Now I can mute them and be like, ha 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 ha, and talk to you guys. Not that that matters.
Do the hokey pokey and work it all about.
Your mom's not around.
That reminds me, you owe me 50 cents. It's 25 cents a ride, motherfucker.
What can I get for a nickel?
There's a vendor in
Handy.
Silver Moon.
And this is why
Wait a
muting
minute.
the
You haven't
channel
seen his mom.
sometimes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. My mom's hot.
She is hot.
Alrighty then.
But like the ride, she was made back in the 60s, so, it's only 25 cents a ride.
There we go. We'll put music over the top while we're on break. And then whatever they say might get drowned out. Probably everybody watching the stream are people from the guild. That'd be my guess. Unless Nick is back and watching. I guess I could actually go to Twitch and see who's technically in my stream. Of course, I'm. Token. Ah, yes. Do.
Only the 60s?
Well, that's when she started getting hot. She was born in 58. I mean, it all depends on your preference. If you're a diaper swiper, I guess you can call her hot in the 50s.
Alrighty then.
I'm from 62, so no.
The shit that comes out of some people's mouths
Yeah, she was
sometimes.
born in 58.
Same year as Bruce Dickinson, Auspicious Company.
So, yeah. Hey, everybody that's watching.
And those who love the 70s pickup lines, she's a Capricorn.
Yeah. Sometimes I just wish I could. Well, maybe I should just mute certain people. I don't know. I wish I had a method I could mute. Well, I guess I could. But then I couldn't hear when they are back and whatnot. I don't know. I always hesitate about muting somebody because it's kind of, I don't know. So their input has value. It's just sometimes they spout a bunch of interesting things. So yeah, on other nights I stream a lot of Division 2. During the day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, during the day, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. I also do some Division 2. I really enjoy the game. It's a fun game to play.
So with this strat, it looks like we're missing the ones in the furthest ends of the room, and it ends up overrunning us.
But yeah. I do play other games. Satisfactory is a game I like to play. I didn't really have too many people watching when I was playing Satisfactory, so I kind of pulled back on that. I also, what was the other? WoW. I honestly had hardly anyone watch me when I was doing some things in WoW, so I had stopped streaming WoW stuff until tonight. One of the guys that I was telling him about what he wanted to play Division 2, and I'm like, oh, I kind of have a WoW raid, so I kind of need to be there. And so he's like, well, heck, why don't you just stream the raid? And one of the other guys also encouraged me to stream the raid, so I'm like, okay, I'll stream, and you guys can see what's going on. Currently, we're kind of on a break, so as you can see, it's about 2 minutes or so left. But yeah, we're working on Heroic. This is progression. Lady Ashvane's the fight we're currently on. There's just all kinds of crap going on in the fight that we need to figure out, get straightened out, stuff like that. I have a notification. Someone is, oh, I wish someone had told me about, and then gotta love advertisers texting me in chats, well, private messaging me. So hope everyone's having a great night tonight. Pretty calm here. Don't know that I need this anymore since I'm using focused targets. Let's see. My unit frames. Ooh. I'm trying.
What are you guys talking about?
Who? Where? What?
You got more cowbell.
You probably don't want to know.
Probably not.
More than likely.
So I use shadowed unit frames. I really like it. I like the look. That's where the 2 bars on the left are.
We were just saying Bozag's mom's hot.
Those are tank frames. And
nice.
Where is?
She's hotter.
Oh, I'm trying to remember all the things. I thought it
She
was
actually
this
runs
frame.
4 to 5 miles a day.
Okay, it is that frame. Where is? Oh, no.
Yeah, she really is.
I just have to remember where the setting is. There's a lot of settings.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, here. Enabled units. Here we go. In raid. Don't need it. But here's like all the things that you can enable, disable, whether general or when you're in a party, raid miscellaneous, boss target, boss target of target. There's all kinds of stuff.
I'm sorry,
I don't even know what I don't know. Oh, battleground stuff. You could have separate battleground setups. Now this over here on the left with the unit frames, those are the default Blizzard unit frames.
Okay.
One have an imp flask.
Which is good enough for
I
me.
do. Here, come trade with me.
And since we're getting going, I'm gonna pause our music in so
It's
I can
an
hear
older
people.
one. Sorry.
It's fun.
Do-do-do.
Thank you.
So I see one of two scenarios happening here. We're not really getting her down to the expectancy we should for the lust to really mean anything in that first phase 2. If we were getting her just under 50%, I could see it's worth. But I see this as one of two scenarios. We're gonna get her down to say 50% with lust in the first phase 2. And then by the second phase 2, we're gonna get her down to like 10% and then have to still struggle with phase 3. Or we save lust for the second phase 2 and it's still the same situation. So I'm all for recommendations at this point, but honestly, it's a numbers race, it's a coordination race, and it's a self-awareness race, it's a rate awareness race, and it's basically RNG as well. Yeah, that's a good point. So let's go ahead and still try with the lust in the first phase 2. But I need everybody to remember, except maybe the healers, that the marks on the first set of marks do not need to be done. So don't do them. But the second set of marks we do need.
So the coordination on the second set has to be damn near perfect.
Abso-fucking-lutely. This is a high damage, high movement fight. A lot of classes suffer because of the movement alone. But we need to do what we can. We've seen these phases enough to know what to expect, typically. There's a few occasions where a lot of shit tends to stack really close or on top of one another. But, people know, move the briny bubbles out. The briny bubbles, honestly, we need to stack them better, tighter, and like against the wall, nearest to the boss without bubbling everybody that's at the boss.
And one of the issues that we're occurring with is the high mobility heals is having to get away from the group. So during that second set, when we are going out to bust them, everybody needs to use their self mitigations on that.
Yes. Honestly, do not expect a healer to save your life. If you feel that your life is in imminent danger, you must use a personal. You have to, especially if you anticipate that you're going to hit 0. Because say you visualize those 3 bubbles are coming in and they're going to hit within real close proximity, you know that the healers are not going to be able to necessarily save your life, especially if you're farther away. So you're going to have to take your life in your own hands and mitigate, save yourself.
Speaking of which, fresh cookies?
Yeah, could we get cookies? I think Oobly was AFK taking on his puppies.
I'm just down to 1, so.
Oh, is there another healing repair? Thank you. Oh, sweet. That's spendy. Oh my, Lenny.
Never heard that one?
No.
Yo, check it out.
Jesus Christ.
And that is why I hide chat. The text chat.
Nobody
So
should need nobody should need another flask. Do you need another flask?
Nope.
All right, good.
Casters may need a intellect scroll.
Yeah, that's a good point, Crix. We need to move the boss over to the bubbled people during that phase as well, so we can just cleave those people down so we don't have to independently switch to them. So, we'll let you know when you need to move the boss. Tanks on you.
The problem with that is then we have the giant fucking gap and it's not trying to overlap stuff as best as I can, and then they're wanting gaps.
Phase change.
Come on, Hooker, run to me. I'm not attacking you. Stop.
All right, bubbles are coming out.
I'm standing here taking it like a... I'm literally doing nothing.
Taunt boss.
Briny bubbles to just ahead of the boss against the wall. Move that boss a little bit closer. Get those bubbles.
Watch your feet.
Whatever. I'm doing what I'm told. That's what
Immediately,
I...
there's another one coming in.
Watch your feet.
I've learned that sometimes it's better to do what the rig lead says, even if I don't necessarily agree with the strategy.
Lust. Get these bubbles.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Yeah, I just taunted, dumbass.
Watch your feet.
Push, push, push your damage.
Taunt boss.
Just taunted and it's yelling at me to taunt. Whatevs. I'm getting tired. Sorry.
All right, get those corals down.
Get
Shit,
those
I got
tanks
hit by
down.
something as I was taking the coral down.
Phase change.
It's fine. Someone get him up.
At Reslindon.
2 minutes.
All right.
Taunt boss.
I mean, they could have gotten Bozek instead of me. I'm not that important.
Run out.
Fuck, I got 3 back-to-back strikes of Arcing Azerite as I was standing there.
Yeah, unfortunately, gotta watch where your Sam went. All right, move the boss over. Skosh towards the briny bubble.
Taunt boss. Watch your feet.
There's bubbles coming into the boss.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Keep taunting, but nothing fucking happens. Gotta love it.
Run out. Watch your feet.
I have real issues with the running the boss over the bubbles. Because
Watch your feet.
we're wasting so much space.
So I guess stacking the boss on top of the bubbles that time was not a great idea.
Did we end up getting multiple bubbles?
No, we dropped coral on top of the bubbles so that people
Yeah.
Yeah, almost every time after they get the bubbles, like about 3 seconds later, coral happens.
All right. I'm also gonna go back heals.
Yeah.
I also have a little bit of concern of like that's advancing us around the circle faster than I would like, but I mean we can do it if you want to do it.
I agree. I think we should go back
No.
to the way we were doing it.
I agree.
But everybody has to turn and get those bubbles out because I'm finding that when we're all stacked and cleaving, I'm still one of the last ones out often. And there is a taunt that frequently comes right when the bubbles do. It hasn't been an issue yet. But
Can you guys make yourself like a quick macro to mark yourselves?
Like everyone should just make a
well, we're marked.
target. Yeah, well, like a
Right.
slash tar, macro, a target macro for the tanks.
We're marked, but the minute you go in a bubble, it removes the mark, and then it puts it back on when you get out of the bubble. I noticed.
Actually, I see your mark when you're bubbled.
Do you? I don't see it.
Yeah. I always target the tanks first.
Or like bring in some PvP stuff, like make someone your assist target, and then we'll just have to depend on someone to always have par targeted, and then everyone assists the assist and burn.
Well, when I have the bubble, I can't speak for Lyndon when he has it, but when I have the bubble, I try and have the edge of the bubble be right by the boss's feet.
Typically, yeah, it's whoever has the boss at the time the bubble starts is. Yeah. I mean, we could try magic. The boss that gets the bubble takes the boss over with them to the bubble area. And then the other tank is standing prep to taunt in the near the crap or on the crap, and you can't delay. You have to watch the timer to get the taunt right. It adds an extra complication. Lenny was suggesting to me this, and it could work. I think it should work, but it makes it a little more complicated. Was I talking to myself?
No.
No.
We were pondering.
Everyone went silent, and I'm like, maybe I'm talking to myself.
It was just one of those moments when you say something so stupid that everybody just has nothing to say.
Yeah, he's like listening to me. What the fuck?
As soon as he said Lenny suggested, I'm like, oh yeah.
It's a valid method to try. It does add a complication to the tanks. It's up to the raid lead, and yeah.
It would put the boss in position to be cleaved upon with the briny bubbles, and should also put the barnacle bash away from that stack.
Yep.
But
I think we can try it.
We just have to delay whoever has the bubble keeps the boss a little bit longer. And you're watching.
The boss has to watch that timer.
Yep.
I'm a two-step.
in melee, don't follow the boss.
Phase change. Taunt boss.
Nice, Watsuki.
He was eager.
Bubbles.
Didn't mean to take that.
Fun.
Oh shit! Sorry, Lyndon.
Get him out, get him out, get him out.
That was too early.
Just wipe it.
Why did we have 5 people in bubble?
Yelling at me to taunt. I don't know what the hell. I've got.
Anybody who's massively struggling and causing difficulties, I'm not gonna point you out. I'm not gonna ask your reasons. If you're tired, if you're not feeling good, if you had a really long day at work, you're frustrated, you're playing one-handed, just go ahead and you know, take a break. Not a tank.
I see how you are. You're a rollist or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well, one of the problems as a tank in this particular fight, many fights, but this one in particular, is it's really, really, really hard to see what. And I find myself focusing so hard on trying to look around the freaking bus to see where the things are and where you all are and where Lyndon is and what have you. And in the middle of the fight, I'm like, it is a lot harder to see what's going on than usual. And then I realize I got a cat between me and my monitor.
Bad Kiki. I'm out of good feast, so we're back to bad feast.
We got a coonhound that could take care of that for you.
Alright.
I sent all my feast to Wally.
Yeah, I need to fish for those stupid viper fucking fish. Such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I need a fishing butt. You just need a fishing
You can
butt. That's
actually
all.
catch them right there in the base. Just turn around to that pool of water right next to the ball, the guy who gives you most of the quests, and fish that little pool.
Yeah, I'm tired. I kind of have a headache. Trying to be optimistic while still, unfortunately, I get a little grumpy when I get tired, I guess. Or maybe not grumpy. I don't know if I'm grumpy. Maybe. I was like, yeah, the people are tired or something. They should maybe just go to bed because, well, at this hour, yeah, people get tired and they start messing up, whether they mean to or not. It happens. We all have mistakes when we get tired. I mean, it's like
game faces.
After midnight. After midnight, I'm gonna get a DRM warning.
Phase change.
Everybody scooch in a bit.
Not hitting her. Stop looking
Not get
at
the
me.
bubbles early. Let them travel.
Okay, so I need to let her run away. when she gets the bubble
Try
here.
to move the boss.
Justice.
Coral just spawn right next to her.
Taunt boss.
Bubbles move. Everybody else that's near bubbles move.
7, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! That's what I'm talking
Did we let
about.
that one get through?
No, I got it.
You got a hot mic.
Who, me?
Bozak, I think.
Get Darth.
I'm tired, so I'm doing boom shakalakas and all other silly nonsense. Okay, we should have a bubble coming up. Oh, phase change. Bubble coming in. Block it.
Lust.
Block it. Okay, barnacle in 3, 2, 1. Oh, shit, I'm at 5 stacks.
Ignore those. Do you guys hear me when I talk? Like, is my words coming through?
I was wondering what the fuck's everybody running back for?
Seriously, like, I
Ah,
don't...
shit, take her back.
Do it, do it, do it. Get those bubbles. Now do those, marks.
That didn't quite work. Taunted when it said, timer said, but, oh well. Tried.
Coral just spawned next to the bubble.
I was one of the people that the raid lead was yelling at to
Alright,
not
5 bubbles
move.
coming in.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
We have 3 coral right here next to the boss.
So tired. Let's see here. Oh, down to 2 viewers. Or more. I don't know. Okay, so she's gonna run this out. Wait for Barnacle Bash. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
No,
1.
wipe.
So there's a little finessing you have to do with the timer.
Sorry, I got big fat fumbly hands.
You're fine. All right, guys. I think I'm just gonna call it. We're regressing.
So, yeah. It happens.
Yeah, we can't ignore the coral, but that means that we're not gonna get the maximum uptime on the lust. So yeah, we're gonna have to rejigger this. I'm gonna have to like do some research and see if there's something else that we're gonna do a fresh start again, heroic on Tuesday. And like I said, if you want normal, Mayhem has plenty of openings. You can check with Wally and you know, see if you can get in. I know they could use a little bit of a helping hand sometimes, so you know, don't slack off. Go in there and do what you got to do. But if anybody has any suggestions on this boss going forward, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. But yeah.
Nice. Do they run Thursday and Sunday?
Yeah. From like 8 to 11 or 9 to 11 Eastern or something like that.
6 server.
Woo!
I don't know about DPS, but I can maybe try to heal.
Yeah, Lyndon, honestly, like, it's not bad if it's you and the healers, but like 8 people ran out to do the coral, and I was like, come on, guys. Just don't. Skip
They're
it.
used to following me, I guess, because I went out there to do it, and all of a sudden everybody's following.
Well, the problem is that a lot of people get on autopilot, and the monkey see, monkey do concept comes in. So people just out of habit start flocking in the direction of others, and that's why I kind of want people closely tightly packed, instead of like all over the place. But
She likes it tight.
Fuck that shit.
I
Once
like it
I get-
tightly packed. Yes, yes,
That's why I'm saying once you get one stack of soggy bottom, stop that shit.
But that's some massive healing.
I somehow ended up with 2 stacks again on that last pull running through shit. I just happened to intercept one of them.
The multi stacks aren't that big a deal. It's all the other stuff that tends to, make it hairy. But if you're proximity, then we can employ our closer protections for people.
Well, with 2 stacks and then you get the bubble where you're fucking hemmed up and you can't heal yourself, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. I pretty much just drop my mouse and throw my hands up when I see like half the raid dying. I'm like, and it's a wipe.
Let's see. Got a few people still left, looks like in chat and whatnot, but
I can't even see my stacks, to be honest with you, because the way I have my
I'm just gonna mute them while they keep going on, because I'm gonna end the stream here, and probably gonna go to bed here soon. Thanks for watching. If you like, well, I don't know if you like this. This is kind of way different than what I normally do, but you want to find out about Division 2, check me out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes I'll do some late night streams too. WoW, I run Tuesday, Fridays. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday Division 2 is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The raids on Tuesday starts at 10 o'clock Eastern and goes to midnight Eastern. And then the Friday one's 10 o'clock Eastern, like 10 p.m. and goes to 1 a.m. So if you want to get notified when I'm going live, follow me. That's the best way. I do try to put up my videos to YouTube, which Greebog is YouTube. Yeah, I'm Greebog on YouTube. I'm Greebog on Twitch. Greebog and BattleNet, which you can see on the screen there. So, I mean, you can try to friend me until I get full up on friends. Then I, can't be friended anymore. So, but thanks for watching. Thanks for the follows. And have a good night, everybody. Or have an awesome night and be awesome. So, take care.